Hey guys, it's Ashley. So today I'm going to be chopping some candles. This video might be kind of long just because it might be, I'm going to chop 3 candles, fingers crossed. And so it might get lengthy. What I was going to say though, if you don't want to listen to the chit chat and you don't care, I'll probably do a lot of rambling. Just feel free to put this video on mute or watch it in a faster speed, 2 times speed or whatever. Yeah, if you don't care, because I will not be offended and I'll never know. So just do that. But before I truly get into the chopping, I'm going to do, I'm going to do some pineapple pancakes. I'm going to do Mary Cookie, which really hurts my heart because I love this luminary jar. But, and I'm also going to do wild berry jam donut, which we'll discuss the situation with that one. But I'm going to try and pull up my iPad. Oh, my setup's not the best for this situation, but whatever. Okay. Before I get into that, okay, I'm gonna just begin and kind of chat and whatever. I'm getting my shirt so dirty. I really shouldn't have worn this shirt. But that's how it goes, when you're doing this. Sorry if the lighting gets really weird too, because I have I'm just in my kitchen. I'm not a professional at chopping candles. Okay, I thought I didn't even have my little cutter. Okay, so I'm just gonna start. Oh my goodness. This one down here is Mary Cookie. I'm going to start by cutting off these. This one's already been burned, as you can see, but look at the mushroom tops. They're literally insane. So I'm going to cut those pretty short because when I pull the wick out, that mushroom won't come through or it'll just end up making a mess anyway. So I'm just going to cut them off to start. Are you supposed to do this? I have literally no idea. I'm not the most experienced candle chopper. I've just watched a lot of videos about it and I have done it before, but I wouldn't say I'm an expert by any means. And these, I don't know if my freezer's extra cold, but all these candles cracked, which you're gonna see. But yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. I'm gonna use this really big knife. Oh, I might not. Well, this big knife's kind of scary. It's pretty big. Okay, I don't know about that. I might come back to that. This one's kind of got a lot of glue on it. Yeah. This is, I love chopping candles, but I think this is potentially my least favorite part is pulling out the wicks. I wouldn't recommend if you're gonna microwave your candle, I wouldn't recommend not taking the wicks out first, just because they're metal on the bottom. And also if the glue is on the candle still, the glue's gonna get all hot and sticky. So that's kind of gross as well, besides the fact that there's metal in them. Oh, this one's kind of in there real good. If you're I'm not necessarily going to walk through how I'm doing everything. I'm just going to kind of do it. I might say what I am doing. But if you're interested, oh my gosh, this one's really stuck in here. I don't know how I'm going to get him out. If you're interested in how to do this yourself, I do have a video called, I think it's how to chop your candles, or, oh my goodness, okay. Or how to turn your candles into tarts or something along those lines. It's called something like that. I did it not that long ago, but if you just search that, you'll find plenty of videos, and you can probably find mine too. Okay, what the heck? This one's coming out fine. But this one, on the other hand, oh, here we go. Okay, wow. So, do I have any more glue on here? Yes, there's tons of glue on here. This is the part that I personally try to avoid, is like the glue getting in there, because I really don't want the glue in my warmers, personally. So, okay. Ew, the glue and the wicks is the worst part, honestly. In my opinion. That's what I hate the worst about this. And maybe I just want to like start off with, I'll get to some questions that I got from Lexi because she was the only person who wanted to ask some questions, which is fine. I don't like, I'm sure I'll just talk about random stuff, but Lexi actually asked some questions, so I'll get to those. But I think maybe I should just start off with like, if people are like, why do you chop your candles? Okay, that one's good to go. And personally, I burn candles. Well, I've burned candles before, I guess I should say. And I've burned candles for, a while. Like, my mom was a candle burner. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm new to burning candles, I guess. But until recently, I didn't realize what, like, it meant about, like, soot getting everywhere and, like, crazy wicks and stuff. And also, lately, now that I feel like I've been into wax, I feel like every candle I burn, I only can smell the fact that it's burning. Like, I get the candle scent, and sometimes I don't even get the candle scent. I just get, like, the wicks being on fire. And to me, that defeats the whole purpose. Like, if I just wanted to smell that, I would just get an unscented candle and just light it. Like, I don't see the purpose in buying a scented candle for a decent price, honestly. And then it just smells like kerosene. Okay, this is the pineapple pancakes. And these wicks are coming out like nothing. I love it. Yeah, so a lot of my candles, I've been getting that like kerosene. I have to be honest. I get it really bad with Bath and Body Works, but I feel like their scents are strong enough to overpower it. Which, not that that's necessarily a good thing, because it's just like overcompensating for the fact that you can smell like kerosene, I guess. And not that I feel like that's their intent, but their candles are stronger, so I feel like it masks it a little more. But what I feel like I've been having a really, really hard time with is my Goose Creek candles, because those scents aren't usually strong enough to mask the kerosene for me. And that just leads to me, like, not wanting to light them, I guess. But those ones I can't chop or turn into tarts just because, oh, this is like butter. Just because of the, like, texture of whatever the candle's made out of. It just, like, does not work for me. So I'll probably end up putting them in the candle crock, but I have to be really careful with this. Okay, this is wild berry jam donut. I want to talk about this, actually. So, I don't know if you can tell. Well, my shirt's dirty, if you can see that. But I have, like, schmutz on the outside of this candle, like, on the jar. I don't know if you can tell. But, like, it's gross. I put all these in the freezer, because that's how I pop out the wax. And this one, for the life of it, would not come out. I don't know. It has this crack down the middle. And so I don't know if because it had that crack, it was just like, it didn't want to come out of the jar. Like, if it had cracked in the middle and expanded just enough to, like, not want to wiggle out of the jar. Because it literally wouldn't come out. So I ended having to, like, put my knife all the way in the middle and crack it apart and try and wedge one side out. I've never had that issue before. I have no idea what went on there and why that happened. Because like I said, I've never had that happen. And me being a perfectionist, I was a little bit upset that this cracked all the way down the middle, but like I'm chopping it anyway, so it's really not that big of a deal. But and like this is one of the ones I was looking the most forward to, so it was just kind of a bummer. But once again, it's fine. It's getting chopped to be melted, so like the appearance does not matter. Something I have to remind myself. Okay. It's a little bit sticky, but I can't see any more glue. These are coming out fairly easy as well. The wicks. Okay, so where was I going before I got to this? So I just want to chop these because of that like kerosene situation. That just doesn't warrant me wanting to, like, I feel like I don't want to burn anything because of that. Because who wants to just smell kerosene? Like, and if you do, then I don't think lighting a candle is the way to go about that. You know what I mean? Like, you could do it some other way. So, that's when, I feel like in the past few months, I've really seen like a lot of chopping videos and I was like, oh my gosh. And then once I started getting into wax, you know, it has like a really genuine smell and you don't get the kerosene obviously because there's no lighting going on. It's just melting. And so then I feel like when I go back to burning a candle, I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, I feel like it was probably there before, but I didn't notice it because I didn't know any better. But yeah, and so I've been putting some candles in my candle crock, like my older candles, but a lot of these candles are new, and I just don't want to put a full candle in the candle crock unless it's like, either I'm like really trying to get it out of my collection, or like I really can't get it to perform any other way. Like, I'd rather chop and just melt rather than just throw it right into the candle crock. This one's kind of got a lot of glue on it, but I can already tell this wild berry jam donut is going to be a problem child just with how difficult it was to get out of its jar. Also, one of you guys commented on my recent, I think it was my Bath & Body Works video, or it was a recent video about this wild berry jam donut that you picked it up, and you were like, it needed babysitting the whole time. And I was like, nope, it's getting chopped. Like, that's it. It was kind of already on my to chop list. But after that comment, I was like, nope, it's getting chopped. So I think maybe I'll start with the wild berry jam donut just because it's already cracked in half. I feel like it won't need as much time in here. Honestly, some people don't, I've really made a mess already. Some people don't microwave their candles, they just chop them cold. You can do that. You can do whatever you want, honestly. It's all up to you. So, there's like fuzz. I'm telling you guys, this one is gonna be a pain. I can already sense it. Okay. I'm probably just gonna do it for 20 more this way, maybe 15 to start. I don't know, it's already cracked in the middle, so I don't wanna do it too much, because then it'll be a mess. Also get my little chopper going. I just got this on Amazon. I got the bags on Amazon that I'm gonna use, but they're not the best. I've had some people ask me where I've got my bags, which I got them on Amazon, but they're kind of cheapy and they're not very big. So like one candle, you have to use 2 bags. So, okay, this feels decent. Since it's already chopped in half, I'm gonna kind of do smaller little melt just because I feel like it works better in my, ooh, this might need to go back in. Maybe not. I feel like that just works better in my melters. So yes, that is kind of why I chop. And I'm really gonna make these like I'm not gonna focus on making them look pretty, okay? I say that, but watch. I'm gonna be like obsessing over how they look. Yeah, I'm gonna try and make these ones a little bit smaller than I did in my past ones, because those ones I ended up kind of like re-chopping to be smaller. That one's kind of bigger. I don't know. I'm so bad at gauging like how much should go in. Okay. I should have pulled up my iPad. I think Lexi, you guys probably know her. Her channel name is Two Quick Wicks. I think that's what she is on Instagram too. She asked a couple questions, but one of the first ones she asked is to hear about the start of my love for home fragrance and was the first scent I got into, if I can remember, and also my top 3 scents of all time and any hobbies I have. That's a lot. Okay. Maybe I'll just start with the hobbies because that's just general. I feel like my biggest thing is honestly wax at the current time. And not that that couldn't change, because I feel like I've been obsessed with so many like things. It changes like month to month. But not that wax is really a hobby, but for me it kind of is. It sounds so lame, especially with not going anywhere. This smells really good. Okay, anyway. Especially with not going anywhere, like I feel like this definitely could be a hobby because it's keeping me occupied with not traveling and whatnot. But otherwise, hobby-wise, I don't know. I'm not like the most like, oh, I go rock climbing or whatever, and like I'm not like an athletic person really. I'm more of like a homebody, honestly. So hobbies is such a weird question for me, but I feel like I'm gonna chop this one right down the middle. I'm like a planner person. I don't really talk about it much on my channel just because I'm not like, I've done planner things, but I feel like one, they don't do very well because I just am not super involved with it. And like anything, I feel like you have to be fairly involved with your niche to be like that person. So I don't like really chat about planner stuff, but I do really like, at one point I was pretty heavily involved in like the planner stuff. But just like anything, there's so much to keep up on, and so I kind of just moved on. But that is like one big thing that I feel like I do is like really plan stuff out. I don't know. Otherwise, I would say Corey and I's like biggest thing is we just like to like walk or like ride our bikes. We do like to travel, but really we just haven't gone anywhere. I mean, story of everybody's life, right? But hopefully this year we will get to finally do some traveling. We haven't gone anywhere since August 2019. So we're like, we're very much dying to get somewhere. But we don't want to like be irresponsible either. So we're just waiting. We're just waiting our turn. But yeah, we definitely like to do that. But if we're staying in town, especially like during quarantine and everything, we like to like walk around our neighborhood or even like go to a park and like walk a trail and stuff. We don't necessarily have like hiking or anything by us. And Corey kind of has like some, like he can't, not that he couldn't hike, but he has some like knee issues, so hiking wouldn't necessarily be like in our wheelhouse, I guess you could say. But we definitely love riding our bikes, but of course it's so cold like you can't, I mean, people ride their bikes here, but I think the high today is like 20. And when it's like snowing and stuff, that's just like that's not my thing. I'm like a casual bike rider, not a, like I ride my bike to work every day type of person. Cause I do know those people and that's just not me. Because it has to be nice out for me to ride the bike. Okay, I don't know if I can like get this out of the way. But like one hobby I feel like I would love to do, but I feel like I don't dedicate enough time to is reading more. Like I used to be, I mean, before I knew all this fun stuff existed, like wax and makeup and body care, like everything that I spend my money on now, I was a huge person, like a reader. Like I loved reading. And I'm definitely like a romance, comedy, fiction book. Like I'm not trying to read a nonfiction, I guess. I do kind of like reading, I hate like self-help genre. I don't like necessarily calling that. Maybe like self-development is a better word for the genre, I guess. Okay, I'm doing Mary Cookie next. I really like reading those books, but I feel like they're really hard to find. And I don't really like buying books to begin with. But so I usually will check out stuff from the library. And I feel like those books, it's kind of like you don't really know if you like it or not till you get like 100 pages in. And then if you don't like it, you're like, well, shit, now I have to like go back and try again. I don't know. It's kind of weird. So that's just like an overview, I guess. Not very, I dropped the thing. Yeah, I'm honestly not that excited. Oh, my biggest hobby is probably YouTube, honestly. And then obviously I sell Scentsy. So those are hobbies too. I feel like I'm all over the place. It's just like, I want to be involved in everything, I guess. I don't know. I'm not going to do that anymore. That feels pretty soft. Okay. Also, she asked my top 3 favorite scents of all time. And honestly, I feel like I'm kind of new. Wow, that didn't work out. I feel like I'm like new. And so I don't really know. I mean, I feel like the longest place I've purchased from is Bath & Body Works. And probably like the classic Winter Candy Apple, Vanilla Bean Noel. Like those things are probably just what I'm the most familiar with, just because I've been a Bath & Body Works customer for the longest amount of like any fragrance stuff, I guess. But as for like candles and like definitely Scentsy and wax related, I feel like I'm still really new. And so I'm still developing like, what do I actually even like for, like, you know, what are my scent preferences, I guess you could say. So I don't feel like I'm an expert yet by any means. I'm still kind of getting the hang of like even now I'll still find things that are like peppermint. I was like totally against peppermint. And then all of a sudden, this winter I like became obsessed with peppermint, and I was like, I thought I didn't even like minty things. So I think I honestly just keep changing. Like every month I'm finding something new. And I've also been doing getting into more like vendor wax, which is, I know I've said this, but it's definitely a rabbit hole. And I'm finding so many scents that realm that are like I didn't even know existed. So that's definitely quite the situation. But I really feel like I've been not stepping out of my comfort zone, but I've been a bakery person forever. Like, I've always loved bakery scents, but I feel like I'm finally starting to like semi-venture out and try other things. I'm so bad at deciding how big these should be. They all look massive, but then some of them look too small, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So that's kind of my thought on that. I think I'm going to, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm the type of person who's like, oh my gosh, I have to buy backups. I like love this scent. But then when it comes down to it, I like want to switch things up a lot. So really in the end, I'm like, even my Scentsy Club, like I really love my Scentsy Club. But also I'm like, I always want to try something new. And even though I feel like I'll be really upset if I don't get something, like, again, I feel like I get over it because I'm like, I want to try the newest thing. I don't know if that really makes sense, but that was like a really, really vague answer of saying I don't feel like I am versed enough to say what my favorites are, because I feel like they change every day, honestly. Like Petal Pals, I don't know if you guys, how familiar you are with Scentsy, but Petal Pals is like a scent that came out for Valentine's Day, which has rose in it, which I'm not a floral person. If you can tell at all, the candles I'm chopping, Mary Cookie, Wild Berry Gem Donut, and Pineapple Pancakes, like those are not florals. But that one had rose, and I was obsessed with it. So like, I feel like every day I'm finding something new. Okay. I should have gotten a bigger paper towel because this really isn't working out. Yeah, there's dirty dishes in my sink. I'm so sorry. What else did she ask? Oh, the first scent, if I remember, which I'm guessing she means like home fragrance. And then also how I got into home fragrance. So I feel like I've always been in, like, had candles. Like, I definitely remember my mom having candles. So I don't know if I remember specifically my first scent, but I definitely remember I've always had like at least one winter candy apple candle. My mom's like a Yankee person, which whose mom's not a Yankee person, honestly. So I feel like when I was younger, we always had Yankee candles. So I'm sure I had like some bakery type of Yankee candle. I'm 100% sure of it. But also I feel like I kind of just burned always in my room like the leftover candles my mom didn't want. She was like, oh, this one's like, you know, too sweet for me or too cinnamon for me or whatever the case might have been. Because she's definitely a like burn the candle halfway and stop type of person. And so I would just kind of like finish them up in my own room, like her leftovers, I guess. I don't know though, like the first scent I like purchased myself, but I definitely remember having winter candy apple specifically, and I'm sure Vanilla Bean Noel candles, and so likely those are probably some of the first ones I purchased. Because my mom was definitely not like a Bath and Body Works candle purchaser. She was strictly like hand soaps and body care, like body, but I don't even know what, because maybe shower gel, because she doesn't really like lotion. So I can't imagine we were there buying lotions, but we were definitely those people who were always there on Black Friday, like buying stuff. You know those people? Yeah, that was us. Whereas I'm like, now Black Friday is like not even really a good deal to me. Like all their body care day and those days are like better deals, but I don't know. Or like obviously semi-annual sale. So that's probably like my first sense, I guess I would say. I should have got some chapstick. How I got into home fragrance though. So I would say, I mean, I feel like I've always been a home fragrance person, But how I like fell off the deep end, if you will, I feel like it was during, probably the end of 2019 maybe, or yeah, because it was like 2019 into 2020 winter SAS. I feel like that's the first time I like kind of really went in and like bought a bunch of stuff at like Bath and Body Works, and I shopped Candle Day that year for like the first time ever. So I feel like that's kind of where it started. And then maybe about August 2020, when we were at home all the time, you know, I never know when to stop. I'm gonna grab some chapstick quick. Oh my gosh. I'm dropping it. I feel like, where was I going? Oh, August 2020, when we were at home, I really started watching a ton of home fragrance videos on YouTube, which isn't that how it all starts always, you know? Which we've always like been pretty big on home fragrance. So it wasn't like I didn't have any candles or like I didn't own anything that smelled. But I really started watching like, it started with candle videos, and of course it turned into wax videos because it always does. But that's just like generally how it started. But once I started watching, I'm pretty sure one of the first people I like truly seen talking about wax that really got me interested was Mr. Kong's mom. All of you probably know Melanie. But once I seen a couple of her videos, and then of course she was like, oh, my Scentsy lady is Lisa Rowberry. So then I was on Lisa Rowberry's channel, go figure. But of course I watched a ton of videos. So I feel like part of that's kind of like how it began. I just like literally fell down the rabbit hole. And I don't know. I feel like I just kind of went with Scentsy. I tried out some Walmart wax to begin with. Just to see like, do I even like this, or like, do I absolutely hate like changing wax? Like, because I was such a candle person. And honestly, when I got into wax, I had a candle warmer, and I put a candle on there one time, and literally I was like, the wax is not going anywhere. Like, because when you burn a candle, the wax goes down, you know? And so I was like, gosh, there's so much, like, I'm never going to get through this. I've had it on this candle warmer forever, because I would like, you know, turn it on every night when I got home from work or whatever. And I was like, goodness sakes, I'm never going to get through this candle. It was a pumpkin apple candle from Bath and Body Works. I was like, I'm never going to get through this. Every time I warm it, the wax never goes anywhere. And until I like really started watching wax videos, I didn't realize that it doesn't go anywhere. Like, it's not like when you burn a candle and it gets let into the air, it just warms and then the wax hardens and it stays and the fragrance is gone. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing. So I feel like nowadays when people are like, oh my gosh, I feel so dumb, I didn't realize like the wax, like you have to clean up the wax, it doesn't actually go anywhere. I'm like, me too, I didn't even realize that, because I had just burned candles and I didn't know that was a thing. Like, I just assumed it worked the same way as burning candles where the wax disappeared. So that was a situation, I guess. I figured it out real quickly, but yeah, it was funny. But yeah, so I feel like I kind of just like went to Walmart, I picked out some wax and Corey picked out some wax. We just literally bought like the 93-cent mainstays. And so I could just like try it out, because I was like, I don't want to, I have a bad habit of like investing a ton of money in stuff I think is like super cool, and then in 2 months I like don't care about it anymore. So I was like trying to be smart and like not do that this go around, which I think actually worked out in my favor, because I did realize that I really enjoyed it. And then the rest is history. No. Then I actually like bought from Scentsy. I got myself a warmer from the clearance section, which to me was a really good deal because I was like, oh my gosh, why are these warmers so expensive? But they work in a specific way. Like now that I look back, I'm like, for all the warmers I just purchased for like less money, I could have just saved and gotten a nice warmer, I guess. Because like those Walmart warmers that I purchased back in August, when I went to go move in at the end of October, they were already damaged and I had to get rid of them. Like, I was like, which they were just solely for the purpose of trying out wax, so like it was fine. But I'm just like, oh my gosh, like they only lasted 2 months, essentially. It was kind of a letdown. So just like my opinion there. Not that I don't own warmers from Walmart, but I wish in my early days I didn't like buy 3 of those. I could have just gotten like one nice Scentsy warmer, essentially. And still to this day, I'm like, I really got to pause myself because I can get stuck in Walmart and go ham. But I'm like, okay, let's think about this. What are you going to do right now? So I feel like that's kind of how I got into it. Honestly, as soon as I tried Scentsy, I literally just became obsessed with wax. And I mean, I mostly became obsessed with Scentsy, like all of the products. So, I mean, I like use their laundry stuff now, which I'm a consultant now, but, I like literally am obsessed with Scentsy. I was like, I may as well be a consultant because I'm obsessed with it. But recently I definitely have gotten into, this is breaking all apart. I clearly didn't heat this up long enough. I've recently gotten into vendor wax though. So I'm dabbling in that, but at the current time, I do just prefer Scentsy. I just like the way it performs and the way it does in my warmers and the ease of all of it. And I feel like it has the nicest wax form, like the actual formula of the wax. But I've really been enjoying other things too. So that was a really roundabout way of answering that, and I really don't even know how well I answered that. But there you have it. Okay, I'm gonna try and put some of these back in the jar. I feel like I've been chatting for a while, but I'm just gonna put these in the jars quick and potentially the bags, and then we'll be done. Because you guys are probably tired of hearing from me. So, I don't want to drop these. Okay, I need this one first, right? Yeah, that's that. This pineapple pancakes, I love pineapple. It smells good. Oh, this has a lot of glue at the bottom of it. Crap, okay. I was like, do I not put them in here? But I think I'm going to. In a perfect world, you could like put this back together the way you know, like in a perfect candle form and it would all fit in here, but I'm not that crazy. Don't get me wrong. I could be OCD about things, but like that's a little bit too far-fetched for me. This one's too tiny. But I see people who do that and it's very satisfying, but I don't think that's for me. That would just be too much going on. So for me, when it's a full candle and it doesn't all fit in the jar, I just put the rest in these bags. And these are the bags I was talking about from Amazon. Look, they're really tiny. The regular ones are probably like the size of my hand. Like, you know, they go out this much more. So they like hold actually a full candle. But I didn't realize that when I bought these, and I was like, I need to chop a candle. You know me. This is what I'm saying. When I like get into things and I just go hog wild, I was like, I need to chop a candle. So I was like, I have to order these things from Amazon. What was I thinking? No. But I know you can buy, if you're going to buy bags, make sure they're polypropylene, because don't put your stuff in Ziploc bags unless it's an absolute emergency and you're going to use it within the next month. If you're not going to use it within the next month, just wait and put it in something else, or don't do that. I've put stuff in plastic bags, but it's been stuff that I don't care about and that I intend to use up like fast, because the plastic like takes the fragrance out of the actual whatever you put in it. So it really defeats the whole purpose of storing it to keep the scent, because it doesn't keep the scent. I feel like I really made a mess today, honestly. But, so that filled up this bag like, I don't know, to here. But you have to be able to, do one of these. So you don't want it to like go to the absolute top. Yay, one down. And then I'll usually write on here the name of the candle. Some people take off their stickers, but since I'm using the jar, I don't want to do that because I wouldn't have the label on the jar. This one was already burned, but I don't know if it'll all fit in here because it wasn't burned down super low. It's kind of small. If there's like two tiny ones, I'll put them together. But I also have a tea light that doesn't have a very big, like that warmer doesn't have a very big dish. So like these tiny ones are perfect for that because I definitely don't want that to overflow. Okay, I'm gonna need extra. Okay. This does get really messy, guys. But, I mean, as you can tell from the situation, so you have been warned. And the less you heat up, so like say you don't heat up your candle at all before you chop it, it's gonna get really, really messy. Like it's gonna get very crumbly, and so you've also been warned about that. And yes, I save all these little pieces because in the end they probably make one big piece, so I may as well keep them, right? I'm gonna clean up with those paper towels. So this one definitely didn't fill up as full. I don't know if you can tell, like it's not even covering the window. So that should be easy to use up. I'm gonna roll it down extra. I typically, when I do melt my candle stash, this got so dirty from the issues I had with it. Ugh, I'm so mad. Okay. I typically will melt the bag first, I don't know, that's just kind of what I prefer to do. And usually the bag has less in it just based on what fits in the jar. So I try to just get the bag out of the way first and then just have the jar. It's literally like putting together a puzzle, but like not caring and just kind of like putting all the pieces together because it's just kind of a hodgepodge. And you don't want to fill it too full where you're like smashing the lid down and then all your pieces get stuck together, because that also kind of defeats the whole purpose. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. If you guys watch this video, do you guys care about chopping videos? I have a lot of candles to chop. If you watched my candle inventory and know I have a ton of candles. So yeah, do you guys care about these? Because I mean, I could just chop candles. I was gonna say by myself, like as if I'm not by myself, but you know what I mean? Like not on a video. So just let me know what you guys think. But yeah, this is my last little thing. And then that's all I have for today. So yeah, let me know if you guys chop your candles or if you prefer to burn them. But yeah, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about chopping candles, let me know down below. But that's all. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.